Welcome to Module 13, our final module. And yes, you have extra time on this, as you have probably noticed. If you haven't, there's extra time on this module because there are two chapters with this module. Anytime you see extra time, you might get suspicious that there's something going on. And yes, some of the modules had two chapters. And every time someone has come back to me and said, I didn't know there was two chapters. There were two chapters. So, uh, yes, and someone will do that with this module, without a doubt. So yes, there are two chapters. So well, let's get that out of the way. Um, a lot happening here in this module. We're going to talk about imperfect competition, and that includes monopolistic competition and oligopoly. A monopolistic competition, well, I'm not going to go into all that here. I'm just introducing you to this. That's where there's a lot of firms, but a differentiated product. And we see a lot of that. Be sure to read this. This gives you a really nice overview of what they are and some examples just before you head into this. And oligopoly, of course, is when there's just a handful of large firms that control a market. Now, if you really want to get an interesting some case studies of oligopoly, look at the extra credit. My favorite is the electrical contractors who colluded, and they would submit identical bids. I mean, to the penny. So, interesting case study in there. They got caught. Some of the executives went to prison. But identical bids, and a newspaper reporter just happened to stumble on it and was wondering what the heck's going on. Anyway, the here we've got also in here A Beautiful Mind. If you've seen the movie A Beautiful Mind about mathematician John Nash, played by Russell Crowe, what in the world were they talking about? The scene. Well, this isn't how it really happened, but it's a great way to explain it. But the scene in the bar where the young ladies were coming in, John Nash gets this idea, and that idea is game theory, this payoff matrix. So this is what they were talking about at Beautiful Mind, and for which he was later awarded a Nobel Prize in economics. So a little bit about that there. And here you gotta watch this. This is a British TV show called Golden Balls, and it's a very entertaining example of the prisoner's dilemma. That's what the show basically was: is you could cooperate about trust. I mean, it's not long, and it's just perfect example of prisoner's dilemma in action. And a couple of our articles, tit for tat, and prisoner's dilemma, pizza restaurants. Anyway, a lot of good stuff in here. And in the homework, yes, click on that. I know sometimes it's just the usual stuff. This time it's not the usual stuff. It explains what to do with chapter 16. It explains what to do with chapter 17. And so, yes, take a glance at that. And that is, oh, yes, indeed, extra help. This payoff matrix gives students trouble sometimes. And I go over that very carefully. And then I give some examples. Advertising, how those are prisoners' dilemmas. And cartels and elections, how the election campaigning is basically a prisoner's dilemma. And an explanation of the golden balls. If you watch that and the TV program in the earlier link I just talked about, I go over that exactly using a payoff matrix. So that might be worthwhile as well. All right, that is it.